What if the desperate act of wanting something, a job, a relationship, the number in your bank account, is the very force pushing it away? We are programmed by a system that commands us to grip tighter and control every variable on the map. A brutal lie. That white-knuckled energy, that constant prayer of "please work out," is not a magnet for success. It is a shield, actively repelling the very future you are trying to build. This is not a call to give up on your goals. It is about understanding a fundamental shift in your internal mechanics, a principle the most successful people use, often without a name for it. Over the next 16 minutes, we will dismantle this paradox of control. You will discover why the counterintuitive act of release is the most powerful and magnetic tool in your entire arsenal. Imagine trying to catch a river in a clenched fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more water slips through the cracks, leaving you with an empty hand. This compulsion to control is not born from strength. It is an action born from a deep, quiet fear. A fear of the unknown. The cold dread that if you loosen your grip for a moment, the entire architecture of your life will crumble into dust. So your energy stiffens in precisely the same way as that fist. It becomes a rigid, brittle armor that you believe is protection, but actually blocks your desires from ever reaching you. So you construct elaborate illusions of safety. You build fortresses from meticulous plans and spreadsheets, micromanaging every coin and conversation. You fuel your days with the weight of anxiety in your chest, mistaking it for diligence. A profound mistake. The unsettling truth is this: life was never controllable, and the more you desperately force the path ahead, the more you unintentionally invite chaos to bleed through the edges. Our journey, then, is not about building a stronger dam. It is about understanding your outcomes are not a medal for your effort, but a perfect mirror of your energy. This desperate, white-knuckled grip on life stems from a single, corrosive energy source. It is the internal state of needing, a frequency that pulses from the quiet certainty of lack deep within your biology. A deep-seated infection. This state isn't just a fleeting thought. It is a subconscious signal, a constant broadcast from the core of your being that shapes your entire magnetic field. It whispers to the world, "I don't have this," and worse, "I don't truly believe I ever will." That strained prayer of "please work out" is not a magnet for your desires. It functions like a magnetic shield, actively repelling the very outcomes you are fighting so hard to secure. Here is the brutal law you must accept. Reality does not respond to your effort alone. It responds to the energy signature you consistently emit. The universe is an impeccable mirror. It doesn't tally the hours of your struggle or the blood on your knuckles. It simply reflects your inner state with cold, unbiased clarity, showing you more of what you already are. Your life is not a medal for your force, but a perfect echo of your dominant frequency. So when you lead from a place of fear, the fear of loss, the fear it won't work out, you are inadvertently programming that mirror. You are commanding it to create the very resistance you fight against every single day. Acting from fear is like trying to sail a ship with the anchor still chained to the dark sea floor. You can hoist the sails high, you can fight the wheel with all your strength, and you can exhaust yourself battling the wind. A useless war. The profound resistance from that unseen weight holds you in place, turning your fierce effort into nothing but churned water and wasted time. If your internal world is perpetually clouded with the fog of doubt, what else can the mirror possibly show you? It will faithfully conjure more reasons to doubt, presenting obstacles that seem to validate your deepest anxieties. Life is not punishing you. It is simply obeying the command your energy embodies. And this is the quiet tragedy programmed into so many of us from our earliest days. The system trains us to trust the weight of fear more than the lightness of possibility. A flawed code. We are taught that constant worry is a form of responsibility, and that clinging tightly is how you show that you care. We learn to mistake the heavy chains of anxiety for the essential tools of diligence. But that programming is a lie designed to keep you struggling. We are here to sever that connection. Your true work is not to fight harder against the reflection. The only question that matters is, how do we finally change the energy that creates the reflection in the first place? The system teaches us to misunderstand this concept entirely. The moment you hear the command to let go, a knot forms in your gut because your conditioning equates release with failure. A pathetic lie. To the programmed mind, letting go feels like apathy, like a passive surrender of the very dreams you've bled for. This is a profound error in your code. True release is not about giving up on an outcome. It is the first and most necessary step to finally receiving it. Consider the gardener who wants a single, perfect flower. In his fear, he crushes the seed in a white-knuckled fist, believing the sheer pressure of his grip will force it to grow. But nothing can sprout in that suffocating darkness. The seed is not asking for force. It demands to be released. Letting go is the courageous act of opening that hand. It is placing the seed into rich soil, not abandoning it, but entrusting it to a process far greater than your own brute force. This is the fundamental shift. It is the deliberate transition from the frantic energy of control to the quiet, immense power of flow. The instant you release the needing, that desperate demand for a specific result, your entire energy signature changes. You sever the broadcast of scarcity and begin transmitting the resonant frequency of trust. This new state communicates a quiet and unbreakable power. It declares that your internal peace is not held hostage by a future event or an empty space in your life. It is the calm certainty that says, if this desire manifests, it will be a wonderful addition. But if it does not, I remain whole. I am already complete. There is immense power in this posture. It is the stark difference between a beggar with an empty cup and a host preparing a room for an honored guest. Both anticipate an arrival. But one operates from a painful void, while the other prepares from a place of magnetic, confident readiness. This is why letting go is the ultimate act of engagement. It is not about becoming a passive spectator in the unfolding of your own life. You are consciously stepping out of your own way, demolishing the dams of doubt, and allowing life's current to finally work for you. You cease being the frantic laborer. You become the wise co-creator, understanding that your outcomes are not a reward for your struggle, but a perfect mirror of your energy. You are not losing the dream, you are finally making space for it to land. The system teaches you to see trust as a fragile, passive hope. It is framed as the last resort for when all your frantic efforts have failed. A calculated lie. Trust is not the white flag of surrender. It is the most potent, active weapon at your command, designed to dismantle the very resistance your struggle has built around you. There are only two emotional currents you can inhabit, fear or trust. Fear is a frantic energy that clenches and wrestles with reality, like trying to swim against a powerful river, exhausting your body for every inch of ground gained. A useless war. The universe recoils from that kind of desperate pressure, responding infinitely better to the quiet magnetism of trust than to the loud noise of your struggle. Trust does not chase. It draws things near. It is the calm, centered knowing that what is truly yours is already navigating the cosmic map to find you. When you finally choose trust, you enter a state of profound alignment. The energy of fear is a compass needle spinning wildly in a storm, searching for a signal through the static. Total chaos. Alignment is that needle settling, pointing true north with unshakable certainty. This state is not passive. It is a declaration of power. You deliberately harmonize your frequency with the flow of reality. Sever the connection to resistance. Channel that wasted power into pure, magnetic receptivity. Your outcomes are not a medal for your effort, but a mirror of your energy. By choosing trust, you choose a more potent frequency. From this centered state, a new velocity is born. Acting from trust creates its own incredible momentum. Not the grinding, forced energy of a machine, but the effortless gathering force of a river carving a canyon through stone. A new physics. Every decision made from faith adds to the current, making the flow faster and deeper. You will start seeing open doors where you once saw only solid walls of your own making. The right people, the perfect synchronicities, they are not accidents. They are the predictable physical result of your new magnetic signature. This happens because you are finally cooperating with an intelligence that holds the entire map, while your anxious mind can only see the next few feet of broken road. Your desperate need for control is a child's crayon drawing next to this elegant, universal blueprint. A profound mismatch. To trust, then, is to drop your rigid itinerary and begin walking, confident that the path will be revealed one step at a time. It is the most active, courageous, and transformative choice you will ever make. The system sold you a myth that life is a battle won through sheer force of will. It taught you to wrestle your dreams into submission, bending reality to the shape of your plans on a map. A foundation of lies. This paradigm of force is a draining struggle against a current that was always meant to carry you toward your destination, not fight you at every turn. Consider the river of existence you stand beside. Your programming commands you to build dams with frantic energy, to control its direction and contain its power. An act of total futility. The result is always the same. Exhaustion in your bones as the water slips through your fingers, indifferent to your struggle, and always finding its own inevitable path to the sea. Now step into that same river. Do not fight it. Instead, allow its current to guide you with its ancient, silent intelligence. This is alignment. It is in this state of surrender, not of defeat, but of profound trust, that your true power awakens, because your energy is never more potent or magnetic than when you are at peace. This internal stillness sends out a clear, coherent signal. It's a broadcast that cuts through the static of your fear, declaring, "I am ready to receive." A beautiful paradox unfolds. The people, opportunities, and outcomes meant for you no longer have to be chased down. They are drawn to your calm frequency like a ship navigating home to a lighthouse beacon. Drop the fear that you will miss your chance if you stop struggling. What is truly meant for you is not so fragile that it can be lost. It cannot be misplaced. In truth, the white-knuckled anxiety you wrap around your desires has been the very shield that constantly pushes them away, repelling the exact thing you pray for. The question, then, is not how hard you can fight, but how powerfully you can flow. Your outcomes are not a medal for your effort, but a perfect mirror of your energy. Choose the current over the dam. By releasing the need to control, you are not giving up. You are finally stepping into a more intelligent way of creating, allowing what is yours to find its way home. Your programming teaches you that a white-knuckled grip equals control. You clench your fists around your goals, your relationships, and the maps you've drawn for the future, convinced this constant pressure is the only architecture holding your life together. A fundamental lie. That very force you exert is not a tool of creation. It is a magnetic shield, actively repelling the outcomes you bleed for. You search for a perfect map before daring to take the first step, demanding every answer before the journey begins. This urgent need for immediate clarity is not diligence. It is a symptom of fear, treating the unknown as a personal failure instead of a field of possibility. A fatal error. This obsession with a single page of the map forces you to stare at a single road, completely blind to the 1,000 other unseen routes that lead to destinations far grander than your limited plans could ever contain. The system taught you that safety lives inside rigid walls of routine and prediction. So you build these fortresses brick by brick from your expectations, hoping to shield yourself from the blood and chaos of the unknown. A useless defense. The storm of reality, the chaos of life, will always breach those walls, indifferent to your plans. True, unshakable sanctuary is not found in avoiding that storm. It is forged by learning to stand calm and centered in the absolute eye of the hurricane, discovering your footing on shifting ground. And this is the paradox of true power. The moment you begin to loosen that desperate white-knuckled grip, your magnetic pull on reality becomes infinitely stronger. This is not surrender. It is the highest form of active alignment. You are deliberately shifting your energy from the brute force of a hammer, which shatters things into place, to the silent, immense draw of a magnet. By dropping the frantic need to dictate every single outcome, you finally create the clear, resonant space for what is yours to find you. Your outcomes are not a medal for your effort, but a perfect mirror of your energy.